How have fair labor standards acts evolved historically? Imagine a time when workers had little protection and hours could stretch endlessly without extra pay. That was the reality before laws like the Fair Labor Standards Act came into play. This act has shaped how wages and hours are managed in the United States for nearly 100 years. It started in 1938 during President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal to help workers get fair pay and reasonable hours. Back then, the law set a minimum wage of 25 cents an hour and limited the workweek to 44 hours, later reducing it to 40 hours. It also protected children from dangerous jobs. These rules aim to give workers some economic security and stop unfair competition among businesses. Before the FLSA, laws like the National Industrial Recovery Act of 1933 and the Walsh-Healey Public Contracts Act of 1936 tried to regulate wages and hours. But those laws were limited and often invalidated or only applied to government contractors. The FLSA was the first broad law to cover most private companies, setting standards for minimum wages, overtime pay, and child labor. Over the years, the law has been changed many times. The minimum wage has been increased to keep up with the rising cost of living. Rules about who is covered have also been clarified, especially for workers in executive, administrative, and professional roles. The overtime rules say that eligible workers must be paid at least 1.5 times their usual pay rate for hours worked beyond 40 in a week. But some workers are exempt based on their job duties and salary levels. Child labor protections have also grown stronger, with rules about the minimum age for employment and restrictions on hazardous work for minors. Recently, new business models like gig economy jobs and independent contractors have made things more complicated. Courts and agencies are still figuring out whether these workers are covered by the FLSA or not. This ongoing debate influences how companies hire and pay workers today. For businesses, understanding these rules is key. They need to know which workers qualify as employees, how to calculate wages and overtime, and how to classify workers correctly. Not following these laws can lead to legal trouble, back pay, and fines. The evolution of the Fair Labor Standards Act shows how laws adapt to economic and social changes. Companies must stay updated and make sure their practices follow current standards. This helps protect workers and keeps businesses compliant with the law.